Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining me. Today I'm not going to refer to any one particular article. This is mainly my opinion on events that has happened recently. At the Thousand Oaks incident, let me say, first of all, my condolences to all the families, all the loved ones, and the children, the adults, and I call a child. If you're still in your teens, you're still a child. To me, you're still a baby. Even in your early 20s, I consider you a baby. That's one of the hardest things for a parent is to lose a child. That's every parent's nightmare, whether you're, a baby, a preteen, a teen, an adult, whether you have children and your parents are still alive. That's to get that phone call or to know that something has happened and you know your child is there, or you know your husband is there, your sister, your brother, whatever the case, and to wonder if they are the ones amongst the ones that did not make it. My heart goes out to each and every family, because I cannot imagine. I've lost a child, but through miscarriage. And although that was devastating, it's not like I spent time with that child. It doesn't negate the fact that the hurt was there, but to know their little personalities, to know that they're in college and they're striving for a better life, something that every parent wants their children to have a better life than they did. So all of their lives were taken regardless of their age, just because somebody didn't have anything else to do and thought it was a good idea. But it does not negate also the fact of the many lives that was taken by madmen. Lives that was taken because of the color of their skin, or their politics, or just because in many cases. And then we want to blame it on mental illness. Now, mental illness can play a part, I think, in a lot of the cases, but there's many mentally ill people that would not hurt anyone. And although you're mentally ill, you still have to pay. Now, many did not have to pay because they end up taking their life. They're not paying on this earth, but believe me, they're paying. What I want to call attention to is Adam Housley. He basically, and I'm kind of switching gears right now for a moment, just slightly. He basically blamed Trayvon Martin, for his own death, while Zimmerman is walking free. He basically referred to him in so many words as a thug. No. And just imagine the heartache that Trayvon Martin's mom and dad and other family members experienced. He was stalked. He was hunted down like an animal. And he knew his life was in danger. I don't even know what's worse. If you know you're being stalked and you know your life is in jeopardy, or 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 some madman come and shoot you and you had no idea. And I believe some of the people might have died instantly and never knew what was coming. I don't even know which is worse. But I call out Adam because of the racist that he is, that he thought little about what Trayvon Martin's family was going through. He was a young man also that didn't get a chance to marry, didn't get a chance to have children, wasn't able to finish a higher form of education, didn't experience a lot of firsts in his life. He probably didn't even have his heart broken yet in a romance. Not true love, maybe puppy love. Like the ones in Thousand Oaks. Some did not experience their full potential. But to come out and blame the victim. Like I said, my heart goes out to those young people, the older people. All they wanted was to go out and have a good time. They probably, been studying or working or, the stresses of life, and they just wanted to sit down and have conversation with their friends and just experience, a good day. And look what happened. And I haven't reread the story of Trayvon, but didn't he just go to the store for some, if I'm not mistaken, for some Skittles? If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, but that kind of sticks in my mind. And I didn't want to reread anything. I just wanted to give my opinion. And my opinion is, although I would not wish this for any family, Adam, you're wrong. You are dead wrong, and you owe an apology to the people that hurt, and you're putting out as if Trayvon was not the victim and he called this on himself. He did not call this upon himself no more than those other people in Thousand Oaks or the people in the fire. My condolences for them that lost everything. Oh, the ones that came out with their life, they are so blessed. And I think a lot of them realize that they're blessed. But a lot of them lost their lives. And that just breaks my heart for anybody to lose their life when they're just trying to be the best they can be. They're trying to get a higher education. They're trying to just get a snack at a store and just go through the wrong neighborhood. But when I go out and I walk around, I don't expect. Now, I do prepare now. But it's like, who expects to go out, say, anywhere? Go sit down, and many a time I go out to places to listen to the live music, have me some dinner and just sit back and enjoy and watch other people dance, and some of them are silly and do little silly things, and and just go out to have a woosah moment from all the stresses of life. Just want to kick back and then lose their lives. You are still disgusting to me, Adam. And Tamara, you're just holding back things. You're holding back things. You're not really letting things out, in my opinion, because you don't want to offend white people. I know you hurting. I cannot believe, Tamara, that those tears were crocodile tears. I don't believe that. But there's a saying, to thine own self be true. To thine own self be true. I think you're holding things in. And I know everything does not need to be said. This is a very delicate moment. I know that. But your husband is a racist. And you need to, or let me put it this way, I suggest to you to have that talk with him. Nobody is saying leave your husband. You marry who you want to marry. I could care less. But I still believe he's a racist. I believe you married a racist. And now, of course, you're hurting. Of course, Adam is hurting. Just consider how Trayvon Martin's mom is still hurting. It's never gonna go away. Just like with the people, all the rest of the people in Thousand Oaks and their loved ones that were left behind. That grief will never go away. I don't care how many years all of you guys live. Everybody will still have a remembrance of that loved ones, and from time to time, you're going to cry about it. Years later, I guarantee, looking back at the memories and the laughs, you're going to cry about it because you never get over it. My dad died at 85, 86. And this is years later. And I still have memory. And no one, killed him. He died of natural causes. But to this day, I can remember things and I could cry about it. I do cry about it. So that's my opinion. That's my opinion. But to only feel something if it happens to you and the situation is your family. I had no idea of who Trayvon Martin was. I knew nothing about him. But when he was murdered by Zimmerman, I felt it. And oh my, to see that dad and that mom cry, I just lost it. I felt something inside when he was murdered. When the people lost their lives at the fire, I felt something for those people. When the people in Thousand Oaks were murdered, I felt something for those people. I felt a lot for Trayvon because he reminded me of a whole lot of black children. He was a representative of the young men in my family. I felt it, not like the parents, not like the family, I would imagine. Because I didn't know him, but you don't have to know someone to have empathy for someone. You don't have to know them. But I can relate because of the nephews in my family and nieces in my family, and that I have children, and I have grandchildren, and friends of mine who have a family. I can relate, I empathize, I feel bad, I grieve, even though I didn't know those young people, even in Thousand Oaks, and even though I did not know that young man, Trayvon. That's called, Adam, that's called being humane. Having a heart. Adam, you don't feel nothing unless it happens to you. I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for the fact that I doubt if you'll ever change. You are a racist. I will still say that. And although I sympathize with your niece's parents and cousins and all the many people who loved her, it's hard to feel anything for you. But you don't care about people. You don't care about people. I know this is a hard pill to swallow for everyone that lost a loved one. The people in Vegas, just going to see a concert. Like I said, to enjoy yourself, to have a woosah moment, to sit back and relax or jump around to the music, whatever. And then their lives are taken because of some idiot. But this video is basically trying to see if there's any spark of humanity in you, Adam. I don't usually just dislike someone. Nobody really bothers me except for racists, and I've said this time and time after time. I am anti-racist, so I'm anti-you. Why don't you just not say anything, just take care of your family and and just let things cool down for a while, and because people are basically sick of you. And you quitting Fox for whatever reason doesn't take away the fact that you're still a racist, and you know it. You know what's in your heart. You know what you're feeling toward other races. You know better than I do, but your actions, your tweets, your thoughts that have come out, things that you have said, tells people you're racist. You're not racist because I say you're racist. You're racist because you say you're racist. By the things that by your opinions, by things that have come out of your heart. You spoke what was in your heart. And now we see through you. Some say this is not the time to say it, but when is the time? Like I said, I feel for all the family. None of them deserved what happened. None of them deserved that. I wish I could take it away for all the parents and all the loved ones. I wish I could just take it away and rewind that it never happened. I wish I could take it away that Trayvon and many more that I'm not saying, people in Ferguson, I wish I could take it away. People in Charlotte, I wish I could take it away, but I can't. But the humane thing to do is have empathy for others, whether you know them or not. It doesn't matter. It's a life. It's a life that can never be again, not on this earth. I do believe in life after death, but that's another story. But on this earth, you'll never see them again, not except you have a picture or video or what have you. You'll never see them again. And that's the hurtful part, when people take lives as if lives are handed out. We're not felines, we're not cats. We don't, I mean, and that's a myth, we all know that, but we refer to cats as having 9 lives. We have one. No, I don't believe in reincarnation. I don't believe. Now, if others believe it, whatever. You believe what you believe. I believe there's one life. You gotta get it right the one time, because there's no do-overs. So, that's my opinions. That's my thoughts. I don't have a link to an article to refer to. I've been listening, I've been reading, I've been capturing moments that, of people who are speaking and where they're coming from, and have formed my own opinion. So, I will leave this video right now, and I wish everyone to have a lovely day, and have a good life, and enjoy it, and don't take it for granted. I can say there's not one person that I hate. And unless someone comes after me, I have no right to take anyone's life, except for self-defense, and then, that's another story. So, I'm guilty of that. I always say this is where, this is it, and I go on, but I'm done right now. Just taking consideration of, this is my opinion, and everybody have theirs, and I respect everybody's opinion, unless it comes from a racist point of view, and then I could care less. I won't hear anything you got to say. So for now, I'll say goodbye, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me. Good night.